So in today's video, we're going to be teaching you guys about investments that are going to rise for the next 72 hours. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, or free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So what we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to be teaching you guys the investment trend of investing in players over the weekend who are used for evolutions, and they rise all the way up to the Wednesday. Now, a lot of people will think, alright, you've already missed the investing opportunity on these cards. You've got to buy them before they come out, or you've got to go and buy them, I don't know, either before they come out or very fast. Well, that's actually wrong, because there's a really good investing trend which I can show you last week. Now, obviously, last week everyone was, and the dog was doing the likes of Llorente. Well, as a result, obviously, he went from discard to 10k. So you may say, well, you've missed the investing opportunity. Well, you haven't, because there was another really good investing opportunity. And that is because the market kept dropping Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Llorente dropped with the market Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Which meant by Sunday evening, he was down at 4.8k. Well, what happened was by Sunday, a lot of people have finished playing Weekend League. And as a result of people finishing Weekend League, they move on to other things. This is a very consistent trend we've seen happen year in, year out on FIFA. And that is that players used for objectives will go up on the Friday. They'll then go down through the weekend because everyone's playing Weekend League, and then they'll rise really well as of the Monday. Well, this is a trend that's also occurring this year with both objective players as well as Evo players. So, for example, Llorente last week was expensive. He then went down, and then as of the Sunday, Monday, he then rebounded from 4.8k, and he hit highs of 7.8k, which meant he went up 3k in just 72 hours. Well, this has happened as well with multiple other Evo players. For example, if I go and load up the likes of Cajera, we can show, now this again was a while ago, but what I can show you is he had a drop till the Sunday, Monday, and then he rebounded. Here it's only till the Monday, but we see a 3 to 5.3k rise in 24 hours. Traditionally, again, they will rise all the way through to Wednesday and then peak on the Wednesday, and even with that trend, 3k to 4.5k. So what this means is that the most popular players used for the Evos, especially the ones that become very expensive on the Friday, are really good investments on the Monday. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you guys through some of the investments we can go and pick up on the Sunday, basically midnight sort of time, and then hold on to Wednesday, on which they'll peak, and you guys should be able to make some good money. So how we're going to go and find these players, we're going to head over to Footbin. And then on the home screen, what we can do is we can go and see they've got popular evolution players. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on popular evolution players. And this is very simple. This is literally the list of players you're going to use. But you're only going to go for players who became inflated on Friday. Now, right now, Depay is more likely than not extinct. But so was Llorente this time last week. So what we're going to now do is wait for Depay to ideally go down to about 6k as of the Sunday evening. We'll buy him at 6k, and then he should go up to about 8-9k as of Wednesday. Now, a fair few silvers pop up here, but I really wouldn't want to buy the silvers. And the reason I wouldn't want to go and buy the silvers is because EA's been tend to banning people if you're selling silvers above 6k. So even though Alessandrini and Teo are probably some of the most popular players being used at the moment, I wouldn't touch these cards because you are heavily risking getting banned. Whereas if you go and sell gold rares for near max price, you don't have as much to worry about. So we're going to avoid the likes of Alessandrini. We're going to avoid the likes of Teo. I think we also avoid the likes of João Pedro and anyone else who's a silver. But what we'll do is we'll continue going through the list. Alvarez is a really good player to go and do this with. Again, peaked up to about 4.5k on the Friday. Yes, he's still 4.2k, but we'd imagine this card be about maybe 2k as of the Sunday, and then later in the week going and rebounding up to the likes of 3k. Now, Kai Havertz, although he's on the most popular list, sadly is going for discard. This right here demonstrates that there is enough supply to demand. Someone like Alvarez doesn't have enough supply to demand, which is why he's 4.2k, but someone like Kai Havertz either doesn't have as much demand as it's making out to be, or has way more supply than it makes out to be. Maybe, Kai Havertz is 4 or 5 times as hard or as easy to pack as Alvarez, and as a result, even though that maybe he's being used more in the Evo, he's being packed 5 times as much. Also, you have to bear in mind that he'd be used in the Can Evo, where you'd see the likes of Alvarez being used in the likes of the Striker Evo. Again, if I'm not wrong, yeah, he's a silver, so I wouldn't go for the likes of silvers. We then get to an interesting trend of the likes of Ola Carmona, sorry. She's got quite an interesting trend because in theory she should follow the trend of Dunk. Although Dunk, it's a bit of a difficult one because Dunk also came out on the Sunday. So I would like to pick her up on the Sunday midnight. I'd imagine she'll be down at about 15, 16k. There is an outside chance she drops going into Thursday, but because, just like Dunk, where she's really, really well demanded because of, what's it called? Because of her being used in Evo, we didn't really see that much of a drop. We saw a rise there on the Thursday, but we didn't really see him, we didn't see him dropping much more than he was on Monday. And if we go and look at his price on Sunday evening, he was down at 30k. So we could basically see the best demand or the best pickup time on the likes of the Centurions, who've been using the Centurion Evo, on the likes of Sunday midnight. So again, we're looking to pick her up there. Again, it's Sunday midnight. It's basically 10 PM on the Sunday, all the way through to 10 AM on the Monday, or about 7, 8 AM on the Monday. Alessandrini is a silver, therefore I'd leave him. Kiang is a good investment. I personally have picked about 5 or 6 of him on my main account. Again, I'm not too stressed if this card maybe goes down a little bit. Doesn't really move till Monday because, like I said earlier, Evos aren't completed as much on the weekend as they are completed during the week. So like Kiang, and I'll cover Girassi and potentially Leah, Plie. These are good investments. Yeah, I'm just not too stressed if they go down a little bit. They might go down with the likes of the Icon SBC, and if so, the investment's going to be even better. But yeah, it's not until Monday onwards we're really looking to sell these. Pedro Neto, now obviously again he's a non-rare, so I wouldn't really want to be playing around with that card because you are increasing the chance of you being banned, which is a bit scuffed because they increased the price range. Gnabry's SVC fodder, so no reason to want to go into him. Llorente was from 2 weeks ago, so would have no interest really going into him. This guy sadly now plays for Norwich, so not too interesting. Talisca, is Talisca inflated? If he's not inflated, I wouldn't want to go on him. No, he's not really inflated. And because he's not inflated from Thursday, it shows me that there's not really good demand. You know, if he was up at like 20k, or let's say on Thursday he was the likes of like 10k, and now he's 17, 18k, that shows me that there's been good demand. But because he hasn't really risen as of the Evo coming out on Friday, in fact he went down because it was just following the trends of fodder, it isn't really that good compared to other sort of investments you can go for. We then move to the likes of Isaac. Isaac's nice, again, not quite as demanded as Alvarez, but still sitting at 2.7k. Bear in mind he was sitting at discard, will be another nice buy on the likes of Sunday. Again, someone like Ferran Torres is having the exact same thing as Kai Havertz, where he, again, isn't off discard. Because he's not off discard, yes, he might be near the top of the most popular, but there's nothing on that. I'm not a massive fan of this guy. Goncalo Ramos, again, I wouldn't really touch because he's extinct. I also find it very weird that there is demand for this guy. Bear in mind he has 2-star weak foot. I'm half convinced he's extinct because people think just because a special card is extinct, they're going to rise. Because if you haven't seen, Girassi went extinct and then went up to 50k. And I think a lot of people at the moment think just because this guy went extinct and up to 50k, this guy's going to go extinct at 50k. One of the main telltales that this guy's not going to do that well is that he's not extinct on PC. You know, whereas this guy was extinct on PC, so that's why he rose. With the likes of Girassi, I'd like to see if he drops to the Icon SBC. I think he's a little bit too inflated for me to really want to buy him at 55. Obviously, there is no resupply, and one of the reasons why the special cards work really well is because every time you put a special card into an Evo, they're not on the market, and you can't get them back out again, which means it's just consistently taking players off the market, just like why Dunk has become more and more expensive out of packs. It's kind of the same for these, just less of a saturated version of it. Dunk, of which, by the way, has done really well out of packs, and we think the same sort of thing will happen with Olag, but not to as high of an extent, because Dunk is more demanded than her. But yeah, with the likes of Girassi, I would want to wait to see how he reacts with the Icon SBCs. And if he does drop with the Icon SBCs, I do fancy buying him when he stops dropping, because I do think he will rise Monday to Wednesday. It's just he's so inflated at the moment that I think the risk versus reward is a lot higher than these other sort of players you can go and pick up. Now, regarding any of the other players, because I have had a little look, Wilson sadly is discarded. I wouldn't pick up these plebby bronze and silvers. Again, I wouldn't be picking up non-rares. I don't think Richarlison's really gone much more than discard, has he? Again, I wouldn't be touching these cards just because they're obviously not demanded. Toon's had a bit of a weird trend. She is being used for the Cam Evo, but I just don't think there's great demand for the Cam Evo because a lot of players went down this morning but then have rebounded during the day. Toon hasn't followed that trend, and as a result of not following that trend, I'm not too... Even though, yes, she's inflated from their discard price, she's not seen this where they all got panic sold and then they've all risen because people are doing them today. Toon hasn't had that trend, if you can see. And as a result of them not having that trend, for me, that just kind of shows a lack of demand. Again, wouldn't be touching these non-rares because the non-rares and the silvers, in my opinion, are more risk than they're worth when it comes to getting banned. And I think that is probably about all she wrote. Not a massive fan of buying Nandez for the likes of the Centurion Evo. Not a massive fan of buying the Bundesliga guy. Paqueta's discard as well. And at this point, we're starting to get to, the 40... I think we're looking at like the 60th most popular player. And as a result of us looking at the 60th most popular player, they're not really going to be a game. Russo, give or take, is the price of SBC fodder. So that is about that. Again, you're just going into sale Wednesday before 6 PM content. Same with the Evo players. You sell Wednesday before 6 PM. One, because we can get another Evo on the Wednesday, therefore decreasing the demand of the previous Evo. And two, Wednesday evening, we normally get promo packs. So that has been that. Hopefully it's given you guys a little bit of an insight. Again, even though you may not have bought pre or just post the Evos coming out, there is still good money on it. But that is that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.